Hey guys, it's Anthony coming with another video today. This one's going to be about why retail workers are the way they are. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the notification bell, and share this video if you agree with it, the content. Now before we get into it, I'm going to have to make a few disclaimers. If you are a person that works a retail job and you show up to work every single day with the sole purpose to put in work hard, take a check home, this video is not about you. Also, if you work at a specialty shop or any place that you want to work at, like let's say like you like makeup, so you want to go work at a makeup store, or you like video games, so you go to work at a video game store. We're not talking about those retail stores. We're talking about the bigger ones, the corporations, the massive big box stores, just grocery stores, Walmarts, Targets. Another disclaimer: for the sake of the lawsuit angle, I will not be naming any companies that I will be discussing today. Now, have you ever noticed retail workers don't seem to give a shit about their job, or you for that matter? The customer's not right in their eyes. They don't like that. I've worked retail. I worked front end of a major grocery store for about 7 months. So a lot of this information I'll be giving you is from my time there. The problem with these stores, the first problem, is that teenagers work there. There's nothing wrong with teenagers. We all were teenagers before, and if you are one now, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Teenagers are all about three things: partying, drama, and sex. That does translate into the workplace. You'll notice a bunch of drama, a bunch of people getting together and partying, and a bunch of sex between them. I know one person, she's a female, who slept around my store. The amount of fornication that took place in this grocery store is disturbing, and it's a health violation. That's just part of it. The other part of it is the drama. Teens love drama. They love bickering and, back and forth. So you got a lot of that nonsense going on behind the scenes. None of these people care about their jobs. They're more there to interact with each other and be social. The next problem you got lifers, people who work there for years and years, and they get involved with the teenager problems. They get themselves involved in the teenage issues. Those people are, I call them instigators, and there's always quite a few of them. They usually, one of them told me straight up that he liked to work around hot girls. He's almost 30 years old, and the girls that I worked with at the time were usually less than 20 years old. So there's a lot of creepers in these stores as well. The next problem you have is the union. A lot of these stores can be union backed. Now, there's nothing wrong with the union. I have plenty of people I can use as an example that got their job back over something they shouldn't have lost it over. But we're gonna go flip it over to another person. Stole 22 pounds of shrimp out the seafood section because it was buffet-like. And he got fired. Came back to work 2 weeks later, and he worked there until the day I quit. That's a problem, because now everyone sees it. It's like you could just rip off the store and get away with it. And that listen, there's some people who play by the rules, and there's other people who will do anything they can to skirt around them. So it opened the door for theft from employees. On top of that, you also had drug users, crackheads, I like to call them, the crackheads. Now, we're not talking about people that have drug addictions and that they need serious help. We're not talking about those people. People I'm referring to are the people that love getting messed up on any kind of drug they can get their hands on, and they love spending their time being high. And a lot of these people will come to work smoking weed. They would smoke weed on the job, drink on the job. And I know one person who passed out in the women's bathroom after taking 2 Xanny bars and had to be carried out of the bathroom. And she actually finished her shift somehow. So after the crackheads, you get miserable people. Because they see normal people come to work and they see crackheads, horny teenagers, drama-filled teenagers, pedophiles, terrible customers, because sometimes they are really rude to you, and people show up and they're like, I can't believe that this is what I do for a living with these people. Now, I didn't think that. I liked it. I showed up. I was a teenager too. All right. I was pretty into the socializing part of the job. So I am one of these people I'm talking about. So you got miserable people who are just real nasty to the customers because of everything else that's going on behind the scenes. And to top it off completely, you have lousy management. There was a couple people who got hired, and I watched them rise quickly. All you have to do is literally kiss ass. That's all you gotta do. They ask you to do something, yeah, I got it. Hey, can I do this? Show a little initiative. You don't need, and it's a retail job, man. If anybody shows the tiniest bit of initiative, they can go a long way. But just because you could show initiative doesn't mean you're a good boss. So a lot of times, there are bosses who were just complete pieces of garbage. I had one boss, I'm not gonna name him. He was a temporary head cashier. He comes up to me, he goes, hey Anthony, I need you to go outside for a minute to push some carts. We're real behind. There's only one guy out there. I'm like, all right, I'll go out there. So I go out there. I'm out there for 30 seconds. I bring my soda outside. I put it down. He comes right back outside. He's like, Anthony, the lines are long inside. You need to get inside. So I go to grab my soda, and he's like, no, just come inside. So I come inside, and I keep asking him. I'm like, hey, boss man, can you go outside and grab my soda? No. Another hour goes by. I'm thirsty. And I call him back over. I'm like, can you let me go outside and get my soda? If you're not going to do it for me, just give me 5 seconds. And he goes, no. So I go on my break. I go outside to get my soda. It's gone. I have to buy a new one. So now I'm at the register and I'm really upset. When I say upset, I don't mean like I'm ready to cry. I mean like this guy's about to hear it from me in a second. And his girlfriend walks over. Because now they know I'm in a bad mood over my soda. His girlfriend, who was the bookkeeper, she walks over and she's like, Anthony, where's your name tag? I wasn't wearing my name tag. I never did. But usually the bosses didn't mind because I was a good cashier, I guess. So I wasn't wearing my name tag. She's like, where's your name tag? I'm like, I don't know. It's not here. Does it look like it's on me? Because now I'm snippy and I'm in a bad mood. She walks away. 30 seconds later, boss man comes over. Hey Anthony, where's your name tag? At this point, I just lost it. I said, it's probably with my soda up your fucking ass. Now get the fuck away from me. And he literally went, okay, and just walked away. And later that night, he came up to me. And he just started apologizing because he realized I was upset over my soda. And I'm like, all of this could have been avoided if you just, first of all, didn't send me outside for 30 seconds only to bring me back in. And if you let me get my soda while I was still out there, this could have all been avoided. I straight up told him, boss man, you're a great guy. I really do think you're a nice person. You're the worst boss in this building. Now, think of that guy and think about 7 other people in charge, because those were the types of people they would promote. Next thing you know, you got a whole building and one guy at the top who are just bad bosses. And what does that leave you with? It leaves you with the most toxic work environment you could possibly be in. There are better jobs cleaning shit than there are working for a company such as a grocery store or a huge retailer. If you have a small intimate group of people and it's a smaller store, let's say like a small store like in the mall that sells shoes or specialty store, it's a little different. The bosses are more intimate. There's usually 2 or 3 bosses. There's the district manager. It's very simple, very straightforward, very efficient, streamlined way of working. Not when you work at a place like a grocery store or a huge retailer. There's 20 bosses. One of them only knows your name. The rest of them do not. They will all talk down to you like you were a child, because you probably are. And then people go into these fast food places and these retail stores, and then they go, why are these workers so terrible? And the answer is because they just don't care about their job. That's it. They're not bad people. They just don't care about that job. They might go to another job right after that and succeed and actually become somebody. But that job, they don't care about. So that's why retail stores are the way they are. That's why retail workers are the way they are. And I would know because I was 7 months on the inside before I said I can't take it. Now, quick story, I'm going to tell you how I ended up leaving the company. I came down with the flu from a customer that came in my line. It was the type 2. I was just laying in bed. I would just sit there for hours having to go to the bathroom and I couldn't get up. I had no energy whatsoever. I looked dead. My face was just, you know, I didn't look good. I looked like Rocky Dennis from The Mask. And I had a different kind of insurance at the time. This is regular health insurance. You got to pay a copay. And I needed money to go to the doctor. So I show up at work to pick up my paycheck. It was a Friday morning. We got paid Thursday night, but I wasn't at work all week. So I show up Friday morning. And the bosses start grilling me because I'm there to pick up my paycheck. They're like, why are you even here if you're sick? You know, because I need this money that you're not direct depositing into my account to go pay my doctor's copay so I can get some medicine so I don't die from this. And they say, all right, well, come back when you're done and bring a doctor's note. So I brought a doctor's note like a week later, and I was still just kind of in and out of the flu. Like one day I'd feel there, the next day I wouldn't. Bring them the doctor's note, and they're like, all right, whatever. And then I talked to my boss lady. It was my original boss. She came back, boss man went back to a different store. Boss lady says, look, it's Easter weekend. I only need you for like the Sunday. If you can give me that day, you can go. Because at that point I was talking to her and telling her I think I'm not gonna stay here much longer. I said, all right, but please schedule me as limited as possible. I'm still on the outs of this virus and I want to feel better. I want to be able to work 8-hour shifts. I open my phone and I get a schedule. And I see that I'm scheduled for 6 days that week. I work 6 days a week now, but 6 days a week at this store was a little different than what I do now. And I said, no way. Absolutely no way. So I got in my car and I drove up there. And I found another job at this point. I had my 2-week notice, and I was just gonna give it to them. I was gonna finish out my 2 weeks and just say this is it, because that's the professional thing to do. I get there and I'm like, all right, who do I give my notice to? And they say whoever's the top boss at the moment, whoever's the closing manager. And it was just always a different person every day. I said, all right, cool. Closing manager comes over, and it's the human resources manager, the guy that hired me. I show him the note. I said, look, I'm leaving in 2 weeks. Here's my letter. It was like this long, worded with nice things. He looks at it, he goes, I can't accept this. You need to tell me where you're going, when you're starting, and how much you're gonna make. And I looked at him, and I said, it's none of your fucking business. I'm done today. How about that? And I walked out the store. Now, that's not how you should ever leave a job, but that's how you leave a retail store that's pushed you to your limits. And that's what it's like to work for retail. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like it, subscribe. We're gonna be making more stuff. Whenever. I should be on TV. If I keep making more stuff, you guys wanna put me on TV? Alright, cool. Alright, thanks.